Hope you join us today for this video where we will be demystifying the vagus nerve. We'll be going over the neural pathway and exploring its function. We'll also give you 4 exercises that you can start doing today to help you tone your vagus nerve, which has direct impact on both your physical and your mental health. Hi, I'm Dr. Vanda Corbett, and I love all things brain and nerve. I have my doctorate in chiropractic, but I also have my master's of science in positive psychology, and I've been in practice for over 20 years. So, let's talk about the vagus nerve. Imagine a network that spans from your brainstem down your neck, through your chest, and into your abdomen, including your lungs, your heart, and your GI tract. And this oscillates into this beautiful symphony. This is the vagus nerve, the longest and most complex amongst the 12 cranial nerves. The vagus nerve is this intricate communicator between your body and your brain, but mostly your brain and your body, but mostly from your body to your brain. It is the 10th cranial nerve, or also known as cranial nerve X, and it's the largest parasympathetic nerve in your body. It contains both motor and sensory functions, and it also comes from the Latin name meaning wanderer. Because it comes from the Latin name meaning wanderer, it perfectly captures the way that the nerve just wanders down to all your organs. And on a side note, my name Vanda is also derived from the word wanderer, so that's probably why I guess it's my favorite nerve. So vagal tone, improving the vagal tone, is all about that 80-20 split. As a major player in the autonomic regulation, the vagus nerve broadcasts your visceral state to your brain using about 80% of all its fibers. Can you believe that? It's amazing. 80% of the vagal nerve fibers are dedicated to directly relay messages from your organs to your brain, making the saying, listen to your gut, so very true. And the remaining 20%? Well, the vagus nerve sends directives from the brain to the rest of the body, telling it to go into the rest and digest, or to calm down, or what we call, obviously, parasympathetic mode. So the vagal nerve plays an amazing job in shifting your sympathetic state into a parasympathetic state. So what we mean by that is a sympathetic state is often what we call fight or flight. This is where we tend to live in a state of being really revved up. No longer today are we trying to figure out if you're going to try to run away or stay and fight the tiger. Not very often do we have that situation today. Mostly today we have constant messages, constant emails, or Apple Watches going off all the time. We have continual social media bombardment, 24-hour news. These are all things that are continually happening that put us into sympathetic dominance, increasing our heart rate, increasing our blood pressure, increasing our breath rate, and also increasing anxiety. So using the vagus nerve will help to bring your body back gently into what we call a parasympathetic, or rest and digest state. So for the first exercise, we're going to do what we all do about 22,000 times a day. Breathe. So there are many different ways that people talk about breathing and the vagus nerve. So here are just a couple of ways that work. So the first exercise that we're going to do is just breathing out, or exhaling twice as long as you inhale. If you're taking short, rapid, high breaths, you aren't relaxing. Taking a deep breath into your abdomen, nice and slow. By doubling your exhale, it starts to shift your breath or your nervous system into parasympathetic. So what I mean by that is you want to breathe out longer than you breathe in. So taking a breath to the count of 4, you need to breathe out to the count of 8. Breathing in for a count of 2, breathe out for a count of 4. What this does is it really helps to control the physiological stage and just shift you into parasympathetic. So right now, just breathe in, say to a count of 3. Breathe with me. Now breathe out for 6. Great. So every time you breathe in to shift your state, breathe out doubly as long. The next breath that we're going to do is what's called the physiological sigh. So what you want to do is you want to breathe in once, then breathe in again sharply, and then breathe out double as long as you've breathed in. So it sounds a little bit like this. Yeah? So what that does is it helps once again shift you into a parasympathetic state. So once again, that's taking a deep breath in, then taking another deep breath in, and then breathing out. You can do it with me now, and I'm not going to talk. So first, breathe in. Instantly, doing the physiological sigh can cause immediate relaxation to the body. You can actually do them during times of anxiety in real-time situations. So if you're in a situation that you can feel anxiety or your heart rate is starting to go up, do these two breathing techniques. Take a count of 4, breathe out for 8, or do the physiological sigh. And instantly you'll notice that your body starts to shift a little bit, your heart rate will come down, your breathing will start to slow, and your anxiety should decrease. Another breathing technique that you can do is actually just chanting or humming or anything that really puts pressure on the laryngeal branches of the vagus nerve. So you can chant, you can say Om, or you can sing, or you can gargle, or anything that just really practices the throat with putting pressure on the laryngeal branches of the vagus nerve. So those are other things that you can do in the shower, when you wake up in the morning, in the car. You might not want to break out into song if you're in a room full of people, but maybe, could be fun. So then they might have a good time too and bring the anxiety down. But usually these are tendencies that we tend to do by ourselves. So either chanting, singing, gargling, any other type of thing that really activates the throat muscles. The next technique that we're going to do is what's actually called the Salmander Technique from Dr. Stanley Rosenberg. So it involves testing the range of motion in your neck first. So what you want to do is just turn and look over each shoulder. So turn and look over the left shoulder, and then turn and look over the right shoulder. Good. Now you might feel some tension, things might not work as well, you might have more restriction to one side or the other. What we're going to do first is take your hands, link them like this, and put them behind your head. Okay, so you're like this. Now you can do this seated, you can do it laying down, whatever's comfortable. You can lean back in a chair, but just link up like this. And then what you're gonna do is just take your eyes and you're gonna look all the way that you can to the left for 30 seconds. So here we go. So you're gonna look like this for 30 seconds. This is the one that always works so fast for me on the left side. So what you're looking for is a yawn or a sigh, or you might start to swallow. You can hold it there for 30 seconds. I don't have a timer. I'll put a timer up on the screen so you can tell when it's been 30 seconds. Okay, but you don't have to hold it for the full 30 seconds. If you do, like I did, kind of instantly sigh right away, then you can stop and do the other side. But then let's do the right side. This one I have trouble with. So you just put your hands here, lock it, put it behind under your occiput bone, and then just move your eyes, just your eyes to the right. Don't move your head, just your eyes. There we go. It's been a long day, so maybe that's why I've sighed already. But yeah, so then just feel like if you're going to yawn or just take a couple of deep breaths. And what this really does is it really just helps stimulate the vagal nerve. Yeah, I normally don't yawn on camera. But if you notice, when I go to the right, I usually turn my head a little bit. I shouldn't do that. You should look straight ahead and just look to the right. Okay, so that's the Salmander Technique. So that was introduced by Dr. Stanley Rosenberg, and it's really helpful in dealing with stress and releasing tension and trauma from the vagal nerve. Now just take a couple of minutes after you did that and just see how you feel. Does your neck feel a little bit looser? Do you have more range of motion? You probably will, actually. I definitely have more range of motion to the right. And what that really does is it helps to just relax everything. So how this actually works is with putting your hands to the back of your head, it increases the blood flow to the brainstem, also where the vagus and the other cranial nerves exit, and it creates a relaxation response with spinal accessory cranial nerve 11. That's what you turn your head with. So that nerve, cranial nerve 11, innervates the SCM and the upper trapezius muscles. So when we're able to actually cause a relaxation response with those muscles, everything starts to relax. And so the last technique that I'm going to talk about today is ear massage, or as I like to call it, woosah. So first, what you want to do, actually I'm going to take my earring off, is you're going to move your ear around to feel any tension or any like stuck feeling that you have in your ear. And gently, just not too hard, as you're just providing sensory information. So the vagal nerve provides all sensory information just for the ear. So first you're going to go and you're going to feel in here, which is the Simba concha. And you're just going to kind of gently massage it, loosen things up, move it around a little bit, just here. And then you're going to move down to the cavum concha, which is underneath. Don't go into your ear hole, your external auditory meatus. Don't go in there, okay? Just on the outside of it, and just gently massage your ear. Just provide it a little bit of stimulus. Then you can go here with your tragus and just give it a little bit of stimulus, and then just gently massage. You can even roll your ear forwards and backwards, just so it gets unstuck. Yeah? And of course, do both sides.
A few moments later.
So what this does is it, like I said, just gives the vagus nerve sensory information that your body is safe and that overall it's super calming to the body. So I hope these tips and exercises have helped you a little bit, and especially with healing your vagus nerve. It doesn't happen overnight, it is a journey, but just realize that your first step is just shifting your body into more of a parasympathetic rest and digest relaxation state. So let me know in the comments if you've tried any of these exercises and how they've worked for you. And if you like this video, please do me a favor and subscribe, and also like the video so more people can see it. Thank you so much, and be well.